Hello again. Because I'm so old, I've seen quite a few Chancellors of the Exchequer. Some have been good, others not so good. Never before, though, can I recollect one who managed so consistently to mess things up and create chaos and uncertainty, where before everything had been smooth and worked well. I'm sure that viewers are familiar with the legend of King Midas, who wished that everything he touched might turn to gold. Rachel Reeves appears to be possessed of the opposite gift, in that everything she touches, no matter how valuable, turns to worthless base metal when she so much as brushes her hands against it. Take the run up to the budget, for example. The Treasury let it be known that the Chancellor of the Exchequer intended to raise income tax. Although this would have been a breach of a cast iron manifesto pledge, the markets reacted quite favourably to this news, and stocks and shares began to rise. At least it meant that the government was serious about tackling the dire financial situation, and that couldn't help but give confidence to the money markets. Then, a week or two later, the Treasury gave out that there had been a change of heart and that income tax would not be increased after all, whereupon the market plunged and have not yet recovered. This is because it was looking as though the Chancellor of the Exchequer had no clear idea of what she was doing and was chopping and changing all over the place according to what the newspapers and the opposition thought about her plans. It was a terrible look and typifies Rachel Reeves' approach to the economy. Viewers will probably remember how unpopular was her decision to deprive pensioners of their winter fuel allowance. Only those on benefits would be entitled to it. This really was seen as a bit much by a Labour government, so she vacillated and changed her mind, not once but several times, until nobody really knew what the situation was with the winter fuel allowance. A few weeks ago, I received a letter telling me that I would soon be receiving a few £100 into my bank account, as it was, I see, apparently the case that I was entitled after all to the winter fuel allowance. This was surprising but welcome news. I now find, though, that because my income is over £35,000 a year, the Inland Revenue will be taking that money back again in April when I am assessed for taxes. In other words, one government department is arranging to give me that money, while another government department is authorised to take it back again. This little episode epitomised for me the way in which Rachel Reeves operates. Everything is done on the hoof, as it were, with decisions being made and changed constantly with no underlying economic theory at the back of them. You could not describe the Chancellor as a Keynesian economist, and nor is she a monetarist, a disciple of Milton Friedman. She is no more than a weather vane, blowing this way or that according to whatever breeze happens to be the strongest at any given moment. This, for the person who is supposedly in charge of the nation's financial affairs, is a catastrophically awful way to run the economy, and it is little wonder that the country is rapidly going to hell in a handcart.